Yes, you didn't make a mistake. You did not at all. You were in the right place at the right time. Sit back, enjoy athletics without boundaries. It's me, the juggernaut from Northwest, the man. And the hour has come for us to say Arsenal cannot hold their one goal lead against PSG. They collapsed. Whoa, whoa, whoa to the Arsenal fans. They were gunned down. Oh man, what a game. How do you defend a one goal against such a ferocious attackers? Yeah, they pay the ultimate price. There you go, back to PSG. They go to Paris. They win. The winners. That's football, my friend. Some people are crying right now, depressed, drinking. Some are celebrating with a drink. Some are consoling themselves with a drink. Whatever it takes, my friend. Don't take it too serious. But take me serious if you can and subscribe. And thank you for those who are punching in their numbers in subscribing button. It's a free channel, man. One day I'll get to be paid by you if you join my membership. That won't happen, my friend. I want to keep it as open as the open doors of paradise. Hey, my friend, while Arsenal were having this fallout at the last end of the game in the penalties, Rabat, Morocco, my friend, Rabat, the king, the royalty, was hosting the Diamond League. No disappointment there. I'll stick with the field events exclusively right here, right now. Stay with me. And before I get there, I had a sneak preview into the press conference. If you don't know what a press conference is, where they line up a few athletes, journalists ask them questions. I wish I was there. You guys can sponsor me to Stockholm next time. These guys, man, I was profoundly taken back to hear their mind capacity. You know, sometimes we just watch talent running too fast, throwing too far, jumping high. But to hear them speak, articulate their stories, their training, their injuries, and how they've navigated the world of injuries and all that is profoundly beautiful. And I'll be very curious moving on to check into the what they call press conference before the races and before the events. Two things or three things stood out to me. We have bright people out there. I've come to that admission listening to people because I think for me, sometimes just watching them running is not enough. I want to hear them. And Ryan Croucher or Krauser, the shot putter from America, world record holder, stood out. He stood out. He's a student of the game. He's a student of the shot put. He's well spoken, very comfortable inside his skin. He spoke very well, eloquently. And it comes to who he is. He's married to a medical doctor. Go figure that. As a combination of people who are grounded. Not to say everybody's not, but you can tell. He talks about a hobby of fishing and how he thinks he's a better threader than his wife when it comes to stitching in a surgery table. That was comical at the highest level. Well spoken, Ryan Krauser. Never listened to him before. I was impressed. He spoke very well. He talks about going to the gym, what he does, the snatches, the weightlifting, the approach to the shot put. And I watched him later. I'll come to that. And then the other person that really blew my mind was Lilian Odira of Kenya. Blew my mind. Never heard from this lady, never heard her speaking. She blew my mind. Let me tell you something. A mother of two, well spoken, bright, grounded, impressive press conference. I'll say that. She held her own in that press conference. I'll give her that. World champion indeed. And she took that stage with the aura. Don't underestimate a woman from Kenya. Lilian Odira spoke very well. Press conference, brilliant. I'll see what she did. I haven't checked what she did in the 800. I'll come to that again later. In another press conference, I'm just giving you what I saw, my man. It's about the mind. What does the mind and the tongue has to say? Nina Kennedy, pole vault. I'll talk about pole vault later. This woman is a broadcaster, journalist. She broadcasted the World Championship because she was injured last time around in Tokyo. Oh, my man, Blue had my attention. Had my attention. Not to be outdone. Not to be outdone is Letslile Tebogo of Botswana. I felt a brotherhood and a kindred spirit with this guy. I've been talking about the Renaissance, the awakening in Africa continent, the athletic upsurge, seeing Botswana in the relays, world champions, hosting it and doing it. And now he talks of brotherhood, family, mentoring, and Africa coming to their groove. Africa hosting big things right now. Watch out. That's Lesila telling us. And I've been saying this all along. We are in Morocco. We went to Addis Ababa. We went to Nairobi. We went to Gaborone in Botswana. We are doing very well. Africa is becoming a destiny of some big events. Good deal, grace, well spoken. I was impressed too by Shoan Mila Hoibo, the Bahamian. I didn't know she was a mother of two. She's been balancing it very well. You can't tell. She's proud to be a mother, mentoring her kids, and having that act of being a mother, and a proud mother at that. Women, children, motherhood, athletics, professionalism in one, almost like a salad bowl, and they are doing it with grace. Shout out to women, my friend. You got to give them that. You got to give them that. How do you travel around the world when you have young children? That's sacrifice. That is loving your game. And that is loving humanity and giving us what we want to see. And at the same time, appreciating them for who they are. I enjoyed the press conference, my friends. I was impressed by the mind capacity of his athletes. There was Toby Amusan, the world record holder in the 100 hurdles. Katie Moon spoke very well. Oh, not to be forgotten, my man, Emmanuel Wanyonyi. Of all people on that stage, people, I'll tell you this. This guy didn't go to a conventional school. You can check his history. He grew up just figuring out life. He is from a family of about 10 of them. And I've seen him grow, not just as an athlete, but as a human being, as a man, and as a professional athlete at that. And a great ambassador. Humble, but he's getting his groove. He has some moments on stage in the press conference. He didn't go to Stanford. He didn't go to Oxford. He didn't go to Kenyatta University or Egerton in Nairobi or whatever those places in Kenya. But this guy gets my attention, even having learned or having found himself to be in this space of being asked questions about 800 meters. What are you going to do? He said, hold on a minute. It's about today. About today. I was impressed. Well, that was press conference. I went behind the curtains, saw what happened there. So, poll vote. Here's the results. Poll vote, and the results are out. And hold on a minute. I think I spoke too quick. Let me go to short put. Let me go. I saw men's short put. I saw Joe Kovac, the American. He did what he had to do. And he did it by telling people 22:58 meet record was enough to win. And the rounds didn't change that much. He kept going to 22 meters. I think 22 was his best. And then he started striking 21. Big boy, big leaguer. And this is short put is where you see big boys. they're not just big. These guys can throw. They're athletic. They're agile. They get on the ring, one leg up, shoulder movement. They are brilliant to watch. It's like watching, sumo wrestling, but this is a different thing. You have to check it out there. Joe Kovic. Am I saying his name correctly? I hope I am. I'm butchering it. And one of the things about field events, you have 6 attempts. So all these attempts went back and forth. At one point, I thought, well, somebody might, Ryan Krauser might come back on him. He didn't. And Krauser did his season best, and he come back. Let me see his place. Because it was 1-2-3 America at the end of the show. There was an Italian Fabri. The Italian Fabri was third at a certain point in the shot put, but he was relegated to fourth because the winner at the end of the day was 22:58. Second place went to Ryan Krauser in 21:59, and then Jordan Kist came back with a 21:53. Let me tell you something that maybe you are not familiar with. There's a camaraderie in these events. You can tell everybody is holding their own, but they support each other. It's almost like a family. It's almost like brothers being brothers in short put. Even when you throw whatever, they come back and tell you, good, well done. And then somebody goes in the ring and gets that thing going. I enjoy watching these field events. I think that's why I got this app where I can be watching instead of reading, because you really see the humanity, how it flows, the agility, the athleticism, the balancing act. And yes, Joe Kovic, the American, it was 1-2-3 America, as I say, and that's that. Those are so some Australian guy, what is his name? Walsh, Jamaican Rajidra Campbell took an early lead on a 21:08, 21:04, couldn't hold that. But big throw, big boys. That's what it is, my friend. Short put. If you can't do it, it's not about just. I saw something that really caught my attention. The power in short put, I think for me, when I see it, it's not just a concentration on maybe the big shoulder, big neck thing. That's where they hold it. I think it's the back and the hips where they release it from. I cannot think of myself doing shot put. No, no, no. But I'm a big fan of shot putters. It's a big boy sport. Uh, you can tell from the quality of the athletes in this one. And yes, Djokovic, the winner in shot put. And we move to pole vault, where there was an upset, if you want to say it's an upset. In my last episode, I was saying, oh, wow, Sandy Morris, Katie Moon, the Americans will be switching back and forth. It didn't happen. Katie Moon comes third, and the winner is Nina Kennedy. Let me tell you something about Nina Kennedy that you need to keep an eye on this young lady, whatever how old she is. She's not just a pole vaulter, she's a character. She's a dancer, and she did a backflip there that she she landed off the mat after making that big leap to win it with a 4.4 meters 80 millimeters, and in her first attempt, and she did a backflip and a dance and whatever. That's how you do it. Down under Nina Kennedy. Yes. Second place, Katie Moon was third. She made other attempts, but yes, she could not clear the last of. She tried 470. She couldn't clear that. Oh, she cleared five. Yeah, she cleared 470, but she had made some other. When you don't clear the early heights, they accumulate. So you can clear towards, unless you skip a certain height, then you can make up for what you've lost. But yeah, Katie Moons comes third, and Imogen Harris of Australia was second. But the talk of this pole vault, my friend, was Nina Kennedy with a season best of 4.80. She flies away with that, with a big dance and a flip. Take that to the bank, my friend. High jump. High jump. There's a beauty to be watched. I've been keeping an eye on an American lady by the name of Vashti Cunningham, daughter of former quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, Cunningham. I forgot his first name, but that's the daughter. Watched her. I'm a good student of high jumper. I've seen some few things that maybe as a coach I used to attempt to make sure that these athletes understand. So she had good approach. Most I'm just talking about Frashti for a second because she could have done better. Maybe she's fatigued or something. But when you come towards where you're supposed to clear, she was deaccelerating instead of accelerating. And you could tell because what happens when you deaccelerate as you come to clear the high jump, you collapse, your body collapses, there's no momentum that propels you. It's a very technical event. I don't even know how they do it. Those spines being, being bent and all that stuff. Very agile athletes, tall, lanky, Frashti Cunningham. But it's not about her in high jump, my friend, because things were happening. Elena Patterson took an early lead, but she had to relinquish it to Ukrainian Yaroslava Manukic. Why am I not saying again her name? Okay, Manuzic. What? Manukic? She clears 197 as if she wanted 2 meters. She tried 2 meters, but she could not clear that for the crowd. She went even to 202. But the winner is Yaroslava, Ukrainian. Elena Patterson takes second place. Third place went to, let me look at my notes here. Yeah. Hold on. Sometimes I write too much. But that's okay. Was it Angelina Topic of Poland? Yeah. Give me that. Or was it Yulia Yalamoch Yavakuch? Oh, my friend, let's remember one thing here. Let's remember the winner, okay? Let's give her the big applause, Yaroslava of Ukraine, given what Ukraine is under. Let's just always not forget people are in a war zone and they come here and they win. This is where they win. And I hope this win can translate into a win at home and they can have some peace in Ukraine. Let's give it to Yaroslava, my friends. Let's give her a shout out. Clap, clap, clap. High jump. Enjoy those ladies doing it. I thought there was some issues too in the whole event or field events in general. There were moments of disruption. I don't know what was going on. It has to do with some music that was being played. I have no idea what the whole occasion was. But I noticed one of the athletes was trying to go on the runway in the high jump, and they were held back. And there was a moment of attention. We had to pledge or something. I have no idea in Morocco. It could be a tradition, it could be something they do. But that can get into your head as an athlete because you are prepping to go on the run and clear your height. I just notice little things. That's why I'm a keen student. So take it from me. If you didn't see that, I was watching it from a distance. But I felt close. That was high jump, my friend. It goes to Ukraine. Kiev, the winner. Yaroslava. She clears 197, 1 meters and 97. That's the change. The other event, field event that was, I was looking forward to this one. It didn't live up to the 90 club. The 90 club is in javelin man, 90 meters. People, there are a few in this world who can go 90 meters in javelin. And they were here. One of them was the Pakistani Pathraj, Rumesh Pathraj. He had an early lead of 85-97, so he thought he kept doing it. He could not improve on that in the many rounds they have. They have 6 throws. He couldn't do it. I watched Julius Yego of Kenya. Comment. He's not at his best. His early attempt was 78-54. I'll talk about the Kenyan particularly. Self-coached. I believe he's self-sponsored. I didn't see much of sponsorship with him. He stayed around. His last attempt, season best, 80.59. Not bad. Julius Yego. I keep telling you, that guy is 1 hour away from my hometown of Nandi Hills, down in the valley of Tinderet. Love this guy. He's still around, man. 2015 world champion. Grenada, it had to go to Grenada somehow. Because in the 5th, or it was 4th, Grenada Anderson Peters, world champion, came back on Rumesh, the Pakistani, and did his thing for season best of 86. and javelin, my friend, disappeared into the cloud. He came landing. The officials was like, "Did you guys see that jab?" Yes, sir, it's right there. It's 86 meters from the throw. No 90. Great throws. Great boys. They had a good one there. There was 90, as I said, but 86 was the win. 85 was second. And third went to Keshan Walcott of Bahamas. Don't ever forget, these islands, man, they are producing some great throwers. Small countries, big heart, big athletes. Bahamas, tiny country as can get. Grenada, nobody even knows where it is. But we know now because the winner is from Grenada. His name is Peter Anderson Peters. Man, this guy's built to go. He's built for it. You know, field events, other than high jump where you have these slender athletes because they have to propel themselves and have some agility over the high jump. You're looking at this big boy syndrome happening in the javelin, but they have to get on the runway and you cannot overrun the runway. You're going to crash. Red flag, foul. These guys can hold. Julius Diego has what I call fin throw. The Finns were notoriously beautiful athletes in javelin back in their days when they were dominating javelin. They come, throw that thing, then they dive and they break with their hands. And these are big boys landing on those bellies, man. And they can hold their own. Handbrake, 90, 85. Brilliant. These guys, the guy, Granada guy who won, he seems to jump up almost like, yeah, and then he chucks that javelin. Man, that thing is like gone, 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 gone. Enjoy that, guys. Field events from Rabat. Enjoy that. Like I say, press conference is becoming my place to go. I'll be visiting those sections of any event that is coming up. But this is for you guys. It's field events. Field events mean in the grass, not on the track. We'll come back the track when I get a chance. Because sometimes I have to give you a buffet. Little things here and there. Not that overload you guys. What do you think? Field events first? Let me go to the track. I'll be back with you guys because it's me, Athletics Without Boundaries. And by the way, keep liking, man. I'm enjoying the liking button being smashed. I'm enjoying the subscribers jumping on the bandwagon. I'm the captain. You guys just enjoy the view. Keep your ears open. I'll do my thing. We're in Rabat, Morocco. Next, I suspect we are going to Stockholm. We'll find out. I don't have the calendar on top of my head of the Diamond League. But it's getting exciting. More to come from Athletics Without Boundaries. Ciao, my friend. Mwah. Whoa, whoa to Arsenal. Bam, bam. Somebody has to lose.